Okay, so we're going to do an automatic cycle. In order to get into auto, enable, fixed vise close, make sure it's clamped on your material, auto mode. In auto mode, you have 4 icons. One is straight 90, one's 45, and then a 45 the opposite way, and then parallelogram 45s. This is where we're going to input our measurements of what we need to cut. So this is the width of the material from the datum of the vise, fixed vise over. This is going to be our 90-degree cut. We're going to add 15 inches from there to there. Then we're going to do a 45-degree cut. Job 1, go to job 1, quantity required. So we're going to put in 2, quantity cut. Now, if this quantity cut is above or matches that, it will not do the job. So we will clear that out. Has to be 0. Now, in order to run the job, we go to Q. This is our Q. So at this point, we can put in, job 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many, up to jobs up to 20. We don't have to run job 1 and 1. We can run job, say, 10 in number 1, and then job 5 in number 2. So I'm going to clear everything out, and we're just going to do our one job at this point. Now at that point, we're going to go enable, cycle start, enter, blade start. So now we're swinging off to our 45 degrees. Our shuttle went back to our 15 inches. Shuttle indexing 15 inches. Front vise fixed, vise closes. Head swings back to our 90 degrees. Our first piece is complete. Now we are going for our second. Okay, so after our automatic cycle, we did our 2 pieces at a 45 and a 90 degree. So what happens at that point? On the last cut, the head stays down. The machine hydraulic stop at that point, just to let you know that the cycle is done. So then I go back and I start my machine. I want to raise my head. And I want to use my go-to angle. It's asking me to confirm that the blade is above the material. Angle go-to. And I want to take the head back to 90 degrees. Cycle start. And then you're ready for your next operation for the saw. We're now going to do an auto cycle running 3 different jobs. You have to make sure that the fixed vise is in a closed position. Switch into auto. This is our first job that I would like to do. This is our width of material that we need to input. This is our length. Over here is a job 1. Quantity required, I want 2 parts. Quantity cut, you need to make sure it's 0. Now, if this value said 10 and this said 2, it would continue to run the 8 parts to make 10. But since I'm only asked for 2, I have to clear that or it will not run the job. The next job I want to go to is job 2. This is straight 90s. So again, it asks you the width of the material, what my length that I would like to have, how many requirements. So I'm going to change that and we'll put 10. For testing purposes, I'm going to put 2 so we don't have too long. Cutting quantity, 0, so we're okay there. I want to go to my job 3. Job 3, we have 2 45-degree angles. Again, asking for our height of material or width of material. I can go 3-point enter. So that's that. I don't want 40, I like 10 inches. Quantity, I would like 2. Quantity cut is 0. So I've got my first job, second job, and third job. Now I want to run all 3 jobs. I go to Q. I'm going to clear it first. I'm going to go 1 for job 1, 2 for job 2, 3 for job 3. Enable, cycle start, confirm, yes, blade start command. This is our first job where we had a 90-degree and a 45-degree angle. In your automatic cycle here, it says job 1 in progress. Pieces required are 2, we've cut 1. Angle 1 is 45, next angle is 90. Our first length is 15, our second length would be the 19. Blade speed is 145, blade motor load is 52%, and our feed rate is, we've increased it because we are dry cycling the machine. We're running our jobs 1, 2, and 3 in the queue. This is our second job, 2 in progress, required 2, pieces cut 0, angle 1's 90, angle 2's 90, 14 inches for length 1, 14 inches for length 2. After it has done this job, then it will go to job number 3. Now if I need to change my blade speed, I can hold this and it will take it up, or I can enter the value. Job 3, pieces required, pieces cut or none. Angle 1 is 45, angle 2 is 45, our length is 10 inch, length 2 is 10 inch. We are done our auto cycle. Machine stop, machine start, head up. I'm going to use my angle go to, yes. Cycle start. Over on this side of your control panel, you're going to have your feed rate. This controls on how fast you're going to be cutting through your material. This is your feed force. This is how much force is applied as you're cutting through the material. You need to bring your head down fast. You could use this approach. Just pull down on the lever. This particular one is your variable vise pressure. So that controls the clamping force on your fixed vise and your shuttle vise. This is our enable button that you would have to use when you're closing your fixed vise, starting the blade and starting the cycle. This is our blade change mode. Over to the right, that is how you would change the blade on the machine. So you would set your head off a little bit at this point on a 70 degree. Then you would switch this over, open up your doors, change out your blade, and after you're done, you switch it back to off. You would have to restart the machine, push a reset because you broke the safety circuit. This is our e-stop.